All right, let's get it. It is the football show brought to you by KG Law. My man to my right is my podcast partner, James Anthony Costa. Jim, your hair looks incredible for this debut episode. We're going to bring you your week of football. Pumped up to have you guys with us. So we are going to run through 5 biggest things of the day. We will get you a rundown of every game you didn't have time to watch. And then, yes, spotlight the Lions getting garbage canned at Lambeau. So if that works for you, Jim, it's okay. I begged you not to bet it. It's okay.
We'll get to it.
We're going to get to it. Let's do the 5 big things, shall we? All right. I want to start out Friday night because I want to see if I can get you on my side with something or find a middle ground. And it's simple. I think there's an active passing of the torch. You know I was pro Chargers. I know you're a Chiefs guy. And I know I'm disrespectful of the Chiefs. The Chiefs fatigue is real for me. But Justin Herbert outplayed Mahomes. The Chiefs offense, again, I know Worthy's important. You'll spotlight it. Rashee Rice is going to be out half the year. Kelsey, please. The guy should have retired 2 years ago. I just feel like this is who they're going to be, Jim. Like they're not very good. And I just think I don't think they're done. That would say, hey, they're just not making the playoffs. But I do think it's Denver or LA in the West. And I wanted to get your read because it was probably more surprising to you than me.
Well, just don't ask me to bury him after week 1.
No burial.
I know it's still Mahomes, but here's the key: since Tyreek Hill was dealt, that offense has lost all explosiveness, and
Yes.
Xavier Worthy is supposed to be that guy. When he got hurt, they're throwing deep balls to Tyquan Thornton. They don't have that verticality to the offense, and it did open the door for the headline, which was Justin Herbert, 3 touchdowns. He used his legs to extend and win the game, and Mike, he looked comfortable. Blitz pickups, moving in the pocket, working levels concepts. He was the better quarterback on a field that had Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. And I may loathe Harbaugh as a human. He's a hell of a football coach. And it's the year 2 Harbaugh bump. And I know Rashawn Slater's going to be a lot to overcome. It's a tough division. Hell, the Raiders look decent today. More on that later. I think we've got to not bury, but we got to take them down a peg. I just don't think Kansas City's Super Bowl good. I don't.
Fine.
I didn't this summer. I sure as hell don't after week 1. Fair? Okay, we're through one topic. I haven't been accused of being unfair. This is positive.
Yet.
Now this game was sneaky. Number 2 on my list. Sneaky game because nobody would have thought shootout. Nobody would have thought 2 quarterbacks who played elite. I know you're going to handle the Pittsburgh side of things. I want to talk a little more Justin Fields. But look, Steelers win, but I thought Fields was the biggest story. Both QBs played really, really well. But Fields, for me, listen, he can't control the Steelers have a deal with Satan. The Jets fumble a kickoff for no reason late. Then the Steelers kick a 60-yard field goal to beat him. Fields leads the touchdown drive, 16-22, 218 touchdown. And, Jim, I know 22 attempts is not crazy. Jim, he threaded the needle on a number of passes. He looked fantastic, and it was with his arm. And I love what they did in the run game. No Vera Tucker, and they put 200 yards on the Steelers. I walked away, and I know it's the most Jets thing in the world, a moral victory, but I went, wait a minute. That's the best I've seen Fields comprehensively ever.
I'm not mad at you if you want to spotlight a guy that played well, but the story is Aaron Rodgers goes back to New York, New Jersey, 4 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, that's the story, is it not?
It can be. I hated that every time he threw a ball, somebody was wide open. I'm going, what on earth? Dude, they're wearing yellow pants. They're not hard to identify. But yes, he played very well, Jim.
The Jets may be a pain in the ass, but I think the ultimate pain in the ass, Aaron Rodgers. Unfortunately, you give him his flowers. His 4th touchdown was one on the move where he had to leave his feet and throw a rocket into the end zone. I think he gets the last laugh, at least for the day.
He does, 100%. Now, here's my question. I know it's 1 week, but is it wrong I'm now, like, the Jets move way up in my power rank of interested to watch?
Yes.
Maybe this Fields thing is a thing. Like, they have that type of ground game, and Fields can just be more of a game manager. And I'm telling you guys, if you didn't watch the game, and I sure hope you didn't, you got to have better things to do than watch Jets Steelers. He looked really good. I'm talking like Ohio State Justin Fields. I was kind of pumped up for it. I like stuff like that.
We know Aaron Glenn, you can get overachieving. He can overachieve. So, they're a team to circle.
All right, let's go to number 3 because as far as that game being some of the best stuff I saw, the singular worst thing I watched so far week 1 of the NFL, the Miami Dolphins, top to bottom, shit show, complete and utter grease fire. Now, You and I talked about this on Cash the Ticket because I think they're coming in last in the East. I do. The line of scrimmage, they were atrocious. I mean, the Colts worked them up front. I mean, Tua, I'll tell you this, Tua won't last the year. He'll be dead by week 6. McDaniel's going to get fired.
Yes.
Nothing there. And by the way, if you had Tyreek Hill having a meltdown on the sideline week 1, congrats, your prop bet hit. Jim, they were, of anything I watched today, the only thing that would approach it would be the Carolina Panthers. Miami was horrific. They might be the worst team in the NFL.
With the Panthers, it's not all that surprising. Miami's had playoff appearances under this regime with this quarterback and this coach. And Mike, you can call it an overreaction. They're in the running to be the number 1 overall pick.
Dude, how am I going to argue? They were horrible. And by the way, I got to do this. This is a couple unbelievable little stat lines, nerdy things for the people.
Yeah.
The Colts snapped. I almost fell over when I heard this today. The Colts snapped an 11-year winless drought for an opener. 0-10-1. How is that possible?
Well, that's not the stat I thought you were going to hand out. Now, I think you saw this stat.
Oh, I had 2 of them.
Danny Dimes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Boy.
Yeah, I know.
The first QB in NFL history, not a Colts stat, NFL history to lead a scoring drive on every possession he touched the ball.
Of all quarterbacks, not Peyton Manning, not Patrick Mahomes vintage, not Tom Brady. I mean, not even like fucking Joe Montana. Daniel Blankstare Jones. Yeah, him, that guy. 22 of 29, 272 and a touchdown. And guess what? You and I did talk about this. I know for the long term, this didn't help the Colts organization going to Daniel Jones. But for the short term, to make playoffs, to keep Jobby, for Chris Ballard and for Steichen, Daniel Jones is the calming factor. It's a lot more of what he did with the Giants a couple of years ago. Just be a table setter, man. We will hang him throws.
I get why they did it, but you do have to question like the end goal here. Okay, so maybe they win this division. I think it's on the table. It's wide open division. What does it lead to? A first round exit. Jones is not the guy. I don't know that Anthony Richardson is, and clearly they made that determination. But if you don't have the guy, you should be looking for the guy. And Daniel Jones,
I know. Yeah, but here's the thing, and you know my belief on this, and I don't want to get like too crazy on this. I don't believe every team's out there trying to win the Super Bowl. I don't believe every ownership group tries to win a Super Bowl. I think a lot of these people are happy with sell tickets, move merch, sell beers, win 9 or 10 games, be able to tell your fans you made the playoffs, and then look around like, what's your problem? We're providing you with a product. Oh, by the way, can I get some public funding for my stadium? I think there are a handful of organizations that are dead set on winning a Super Bowl. I don't think the Colts are. It's been a long time since Peyton Manning played there, brother.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what other outs did you have? Let Anthony Richardson and his 12-hour back tattoo take it to the bottom of the ocean?
But in that world, you throw him out there, he struggles mightily, and you have a path to picking your next quarterback. I'm not really sure what 9 wins gets them other than mediocrity.
Well, speaking of mediocrity, let's go to number 4. I'd like to give everyone a news alert. Tom Brady is still absolutely horrific. Dude, I couldn't escape it today. Between Brady on the 1 p.m. Giants Commanders shit show into Tony Romo's brain literally breaking mid-play multiple times. Okay, the Tom Brady thing was this. All right, hey, it was year 1. He's learning. Well, first of all, you shouldn't be handed $300 million to learn. I mean, that's an insane concept. Hey, what's Bob's problem? He doesn't understand how to go to orbit? No, he's learning how to be an astronaut. It doesn't work that way. Brady, every bit is robotic, unfunny. I think Burkhardt hates him. It's an awful broadcast. To not make any improvement from year 1 to 2, and you're on America's Game of the Week, Jim, it's going to be a long year, dude. I can't. I had to mute it. At one point in the second quarter, I muted it. And I began really paying attention to second screen and bouncing around. I couldn't do it. Holy shit.
You know what gets me, and I think it gets you too, is like anytime anybody's ever just handed something in life, it irks you even more. He was handed the number 1 job, not because he's a great broadcaster, but because he was a great football player. And those are not the same thing. These are 2 different jobs. Quarterbacking a team to the Super Bowl, being the football guy on the biggest game for Fox. And I always go back to this. Greg Olson was doing a damn good job. They didn't need to do this. I love Greg Olsen on games. He's modern. He's smart. He's witty without trying to be too funny. I like Greg Olsen. And the Brady experiment, like if he had started as the number 2 guy and he was just on one of the games, but they made him the spotlight guy. So it always goes back to that.
I've come to a baseline conclusion. I don't think it took the karate teacher for Giselle to leave. Just sit down to dinner with this asshole and listen to him for 10 minutes. Like, you know what? Check. Me and the kids got to go. Sit. All right, let's go to number 5. I can't do it. I can't. I hate him. All right, number 5. I called this the QB duel in the dirty because this was an awesome football game. Tampa and Atlanta. Look, both quarterbacks I thought played really, really well. Big step forward for Michael Penix, but more on that in a second. I want to start with the positive. I'm just asking you because you're like the QB gatekeeper of all things. When are we going to start to talk about Baker Mayfield as just an elite superstar? Not like a fun story, not he's a gamer. No. When you start talking about Lamar and Josh and the elite guys, when are we just going to say, you know what? Hey, he might not be right there. He's the first guy off that list.
Okay. So
Jimmy's a superstar.
You've got me as like velvet rope guy, like letting the quarterbacks
You're the gatekeeper.
Yeah. Okay. So let's back up. There's a clear top 5 and he's not in it. So he could be in the next 5 if that.
Can he be number 6? Can he be number 6, please? Please.
He could vie for number 6 in any given week. Look, when he took over about 2 minutes to go and drove him down the field in like a minute and change, big throws, vertical shots.
The throw to Ibuka was top like 99th percentile.
They will chase home field in the NFC this season. The schedule sets up. This is third OC in 3 years, and he's not going to miss a beat. I mean, it's clear whether Godwin's out there or rookie's out there in this case, they just hum when they need to.
And there's the key. Down Tristan Wirfs, you're down 3 receivers. Doesn't matter. You're on the road. Nothing's really going right.
Just go win the game.
Your defense, I mean, man, I swear to God, Atlanta had a 17-play drive and 16 of the plays were in the red zone. It took a 4th down Michael Penix Megatron moment for them to get in the end zone. You're down 20-17. Fuck the tie. I'm going to go win the game. That's what superstars do. Look, put him number 6 for now. I'm just telling you, like week-to-week basis, he's him, man. Baker has evolved into everything he was drafted to be. Everything.
QB 6. On a given week, it could be Baker. On a given week, it could be Jaden Daniels. On a given week, it could be Justin Herbert. We just got done talking about him out dueling.
I'll take it. This is progress. But we're going to revisit this. Now, quickly, I want to get to Atlanta. 2 words for you. You tell me if this is harsh. Loser DNA. They're losers. I've watched this Raheem Morris or Atlanta game for the last 5 years. Not only do you take the lead late, you invested all this money in a defense that played great all day. They did. The defense played really well. Spit the bit. Forget even getting to overtime. You give up the lead. Then you come down the field. Penix, your young QB, does it. Oh, who's going to hit this? That's all this guy does. He's money. He's aces. Zuzz! They're losers. And I keep getting hurt by this team. Like, what?
I thought it would be different, and Penix was a difference maker. They won 8 games last year with the corpse of Kirk Cousins. I was into this season and still am with Atlanta for this year, but that's a really rough start. That's at home. That's the swing game in your division against the team that's won it 4 straight. And it's a damn shame because Penix had his moment. The way he did at Indiana, what was it, against Penn State, where he reaches for the goal line and gets it. He had another one of those moments. Just an unbelievable play to give him the lead. And then he does the job getting him at least in position to tie for overtime. And he gets jobbed. He gets robbed.
I can't. Oh, and by the way, can we please stop with Tyler Algier around the goal line? Bijan Robinson's one of the 3-4 best running backs in the league. They're taking him out of the game. You're putting in Tyler Algier. What's the point?
But do you agree with me? You came away looking at Penix thinking there is another gear here. They had no run 100%. Game. He had to throw it 40 times. He did everything he could to at least win or tie that football game.
Stud. Too bad he's drafted by a loser organization. Yeah. Okay, let's get a word from our sponsors, and then I'm going to hit you with the rundown. We'll go through every other game. And yes, Lions fans, if you've been kind enough to join us, we're going to get to that. That'll be a little later. Just chill out. All right, Jimmy, take him to the streets.
All right, guys, so here's the deal. You've heard of a bunch of different personal injury attorneys. The one you need to know is KG Law. If you're injured in a car accident, Lawrence KG is your guy, and KG Law is that law firm. One of the few in the country that specializes in car accidents only. Lawrence Cagey is a Detroiter. He built his business here. He does things the right way, and he wins millions for his clients. If you or a friend or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call my guy Lawrence Cagey at KG Law. He'll take care of you. 877-KG-CARES. Visit kgcares.com. That's K-A-J-Y. You see the logo on the screen. It's kgcares.com.
All right, let's get to the rundown brought to you by Hungry Howie's. We're going to start with a game that pissed me off, so give me 90 seconds. Look, our Giants-Commanders win going away. The Giants just absolutely helpless. Yes, Andrew Thomas inactive today, which was I was surprised by it. I thought Andrew Thomas was going to play. Jim, you don't need to sit back Jesus. Like
you wanted your time, buddy. Floor is yours. It's your football
I don't need
team.
a lot to tell you. New Year's, same shit. Giants were a total disaster. The offense was horrific. Russell Wilson was under 100 yards passing into the fourth quarter. It's just horrible.
Mike, my question to you is when?
Is why did I bet this game? I don't know.
It's when.
Oh, Jackson Dart?
When?
After next week.
Okay, because
I think if they open up 0-2 and it looks like this, and Russell Wilson has QB PTSD and he's leaving the pocket, scatterbrains, you just launch him into space. I mean, at that point, you're 0-2. You're not going to make the playoffs anyways. The key will be, can Jackson Dart play? I don't know if he's ready. But we've already got Malik Neighbors ready to shoot Brian Daboll dead on the sidelines. I don't know if you saw that exchange. Merry fucking Christmas. And then here's the other thing that really and then I'm turning it to you. For a defense that's supposed to be amazing, guys gave 450 yards. I mean, it's just, oh my God. It's every year. It's the same shit. Commanders, congrats. I quit. There's your Giants recap. What do you want?
Week 5 against the Saints in a dome. That's when he debuts. They have a week 14 bye. There's no other time to do it. Week 5.
I can live with that. I'm calling for it by halftime of next week. I can't take much more.
I know you
Bengals, Browns. You want to talk about a game? First of all, if the Giants, it's New Year's, same stuff. The Browns is the same thing. The Browns can't stop Browning. Miss a chip shot field goal. Miss an extra point. I mean, should have won the game 19-17. The Bengals for the day, 141 total yards. I don't even know how that's – and if you look at your screen, no, Burrow didn't throw for 1,100 yards. That's a typo. 113 yards passing. Man, I'll tell you, that's a trick if they scored 17 points on 1,100 yards passing. The point I'm making is the Bengals showed nothing. At one point, I'm watching this game. Burrow gets sacked 3 straight plays, twice in a row by Myles Garrett. It was almost a third. Garrett was a nanosecond late. Couldn't run it, couldn't pass it, couldn't stop the Browns. Browns moved up and down the field, Jim. And I'm a Flacco sympathist because he's my age. The dude looks like he just threw a couple of Zins in the pouch and is like, where's my helmet? I got to go to work. And he played really well.
He gave him a chance. He did.
They should have won the game.
The Browns should have won the game, which
that should be a T-shirt. That should be in the team store. We should have won this today.
The Browns should have won the game. Yeah, their whole franchise is built on woulda, coulda, shouldas. I will only say this for the Bengals, for a team that has started incredibly slow, at least they won the game.
They're okay. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Better to try and fail than not try at all. Considering how they've opened seasons up, fine. They got to win.
Considering how much they've struggled against the Browns, the Schwartz defense, I am not telling you to plan any kind of parade in Cincinnati, but that is one of those. At least we got out of there with a win.
Jim, I still don't think they're making the playoffs, buddy. I don't see it. I don't. I mean, 117 years? I mean, you got to be kidding me.
No, but they can't do this like 0-3, 0-4 start. They needed to get
Congrats. You don't play the Browns every week. We'll get to more of them. I want to go Cards and Saints. I'll be brief on this one. It's the same thing Jim just said. Well, it beats losing. There's your Cardinal recap. This is a game they lose in years past. It is. They played fine enough. Couple games this week felt like dress rehearsals to me. This was one. And we talk about continuity's a weapon. Well, the Cardinals added 800 different pieces to their defense. Defense played fine enough, but there were some breakdowns. And Rattler did make a couple of big-time throws. I know that you're not going to hear me say that very often. But they win the game 20-13. They survive a drive late. Rattler gets 4 shots at the end zone, can't get home. The only thing I can tell you is for my NFC sleeper, the team that I do think is making the playoffs, you better go upward and onward from this because it felt very training campy. It wasn't – and it's a game they normally would have spit the bit and lost, but Kyler didn't turn it over, played well. I'm good with it. survive in advance. Fair?
The bedrock for them is running the ball. They ran the ball. For them to get to the next gear, they have to finish late in the year. To do that, Marvin Harrison Jr. has to be involved. He was. That's the most encouraging thing for them today.
Big time. Also, Trey Benson played okay. Good 1-2 punch there with Connor. Yep. Move along. Jags, Carolina. Okay. In my notes, here's what I wrote. Oh, shit. Not this again. Bryce, we hit the Back to the Future 88.7 gigawatts early this year. That was Bryce Young from last September when he got benched for noted ginger Andy Dalton. Jim, what?
What do you want me to say about this game? I don't feel like I'm overly encouraged if I'm a Jags fan.
No. But also, Travis Hunter got rocked a couple of times. He is not going to survive taking shots like that. They were trying to throw like a couple of slot screens and stuff. I'm like, why don't we put him out there or out there? Like, put him to the outside. Dude, you can't put this guy in the trenches. He got murdered twice. Yeah. Young was terrible. Cardinals were terrible. Weather delay. Lawrence wasn't special, but then again, at least he's over 6 feet tall. I don't know what to tell you. If you're the Jags, move in advance. If you're Carolina, you got to have PTSD because Bryce last November and December was really solid. And I was like, wow, he's really getting it. Dude, he had like 75 yards passing with like 5 minutes to go in the game. It was awful. So keep your eye on that. I'd say it can't get worse, but Jesus.
Jags ran for 200 yards, but everybody ran on Carolina. So we're really going to figure it out.
Dan popped a couple big ones, which was good to see because I know there was a burial for him, but it feels like, yes, it's a three-headed monster down there, but he still is lead dog. Go to Rams and Texans. This is one, it's going to be a theme, and I know nobody respects these guys. I need you to say this with me. The Los Angeles Rams have an elite defense. Can you say that with me?
The Los Angeles Rams have an elite defense.
I'm proud of you. And the defense carried the day, including forcing a fumble late to preserve the win. And if you're the Texans, it's real simple. I'm not going to knock Stroud. That offensive line is trash. He lost his starting running back. He lost not only his best friend, but the team's biggest explosive playmaker, not named Nico Collins. Tank Dell's dead for all intents and purposes. And Nico Collins, did he play today? He had 2 catches for 20 yards. Jim, that's the Rams. That's a byproduct of what an elite defense is going to do to you. Oh, you got one nice weapon? No, you don't. No, you don't.
Mike, the ceiling for the Rams is, say it with me, Super Bowl.
I can't do that. Hold on. How about this? Can we do a Matthew Stafford spine health assessment week 10? And then I'll be there.
Oh, no. Again, ceiling implies everything goes well. Okay. But that guy also could fight for the number 6 quarterback on a given week, has won a Super Bowl, and now you're giving him this freak front. Yeah, they can go. I mean, there's 4 or 5 guys in that front that could end up with 10 sacks this season. They all won't, but they have the guys to do it.
We can do that. Yeah. Let's go Niners, Seahawks. Niners win the game late. If you're Seattle, you can't win this game. I don't know what games you're winning. I really don't. Because tell me if you heard this before. George Kittle got hurt. McCaffrey was already nicked up. They don't have a lot of weapons out wide. And all Seattle did with Sam Darnold, move their food around their plate and accomplish nothing. You give up a late touchdown to Purdy. San Francisco, they turn it over a couple of times. Jake Moody's got to get cut. It's got to stop. He missed like a 26-yard field goal today. He missed another chip shot field goal by his standards. The nightmare season is carried over. Jim, they're going to be a serious playoff team. They got to get rid of him. They got to find a different kicker.
Okay, on the San Francisco side, kicking. Last year, it was a huge issue. They just chose to ignore it. Of kickers who attempted at least 10 kicks, Moody was 34th in percentage made. So, hey, keep doing that. And on the side of Seattle, I spot you 2 turnovers. You're playing at home. It's very obvious that Kevin O'Connell has not come over with Sam Darnold. I am all the way out on Seattle.
Yeah, and again, you can't blame it on play calling. You know, JSN got targeted 13 times. The defense was fine enough. They bowed up a couple of times, got a great interception. I forget the linebacker's name, but full extension, falling on his ass. You know, they played okay. You're at home. You got to win that game. You know, San Francisco's in here with half a squad. So, again, I wasn't high on him preseason. I had no reason to be now. Last game would be Broncos-Titans, and this was one of the other dress rehearsal games, Jim. It just didn't feel like Denver was ready to play. 4 turnovers, 2 on the turf, 2 interceptions for Bo Nix. Defense played well. obviously bow up in the red zone. You're a top 5D, but it didn't feel sharp. It didn't feel energetic. And if you're the Titans, they basically had the Bryce Underwood game plan. Run, pass, run, pass, run, pass. Let's protect this kid.
Don't lose.
You can't do that in the NFL. So, look, it was fine enough. And I think maybe that's how we can wrap the rundown is like, that's what week 1 is. Survive.
Yeah.
Just win. You're not going to be at your best. You don't want to get hit with a garbage can. You don't want to look like the Giants or like the Lions or like the Panthers. But if you're looking for style points, that's going to be really hard to pull off in week 1. Because what happens is now none of these guys play in the preseason. Week 1 is basically the end of your preseason, except it's at full price. So, yeah, Broncos, just win. That's it. I miss anything in that game?
No.
You're ready to talk Lions, aren't you?
Yeah, let's do it.
You poor thing. All right, let me give you a word from Hungry Howie, shall we?
I'm a huge fan of Hungry Howie's, but I'm a lot more than a happy customer. I'm a happy crustomer. Yeah, crustomer. Because I'm all about that pepperoni pizza with Italian herb crust. But don't take my word for it. There's a bold flavor for every kind of crustomer. Garden salad veggie lovers, Howie breadheads, the butter cheese crust crowd. Hungry Howie's has your back. And from September 4th to the 14th, they're showing their crustomer appreciation with 25% off any total order. Order any way you want. The menu's at hungryhowies.com.
All right, let's get to this Lions breakdown deal or whatever the hell we're calling it. Brought to you by Moran Chevrolet. I'm gonna cede my time to the senator from middle of nowhere, Michigan. Please take the floor and I'll jump in. You need this. Your soul needs this.
That was nightmare fuel. That was all of the things that you worried about when you put your head on the pillow at night, playing out in front of everybody on national TV. It was an offensive line, no longer the superpower of this team, that can't block for anything. It's a defense. Well, we're good. Are we good? It's Micah Parsons who's dealt in your division. It's a division you're worried about losing, and it's everything in one ball of yarn, Mike. It's all the things that we were insecure about that played out right in front of our eyes today.
Well, it's basically every idiot talking point from water carriers and lemmings that I had to listen to all summer before basically being called every unholy name in the book. No, actually, here's your check down. Coordinators do matter. Like, John Morton is not Ben Johnson. The idea that this was going to be this seamless transition. Hey, did you notice the offense felt very static pre-snap? Where's all the motion? Where's all the candy? Where's the creativity? Oh, wait, it's in Chicago. That John Morton is not that guy. Then you factor in the O-line. You talked about it. Middle interior of that O-line looks soft at best. If I had to have another Lions fan tell me that Micah Parsons is just not a difference maker, cool. Flip that tape on. Go watch that in your undies. I mean, the guy played like 20 snaps total. He made 4 explosives. He caused a punt with an incomplete pass. He dusted Sewell to the inside and forced a pick. He ran down Goff late after blowing up half your offensive line. He hasn't even gotten in shape. He's a destroyer. And they were already a top 10 defense. And by the way, the idea that Kenny Clark was like the only defensive tackle on planet Earth, Kenny Clark didn't even have that good of a year last year. They stopped the run just fine today. Then you got to factor in the other stuff. Jim, your defense, look, man, I'm not going to get crazy on this because, again, it's 1 week. But Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are never going to live it down if this is what it looks like this year. We're good. We've got Davenport.
Mike,
did Davenport play today?
Sure. He was dropping back into coverage along with Aiden Hutchinson. Mike,
that page out of the playbook too, brother. What are we doing there? Look, Davenport's almost 300 pounds.
Look, it's part of the scheme as a changeup, but when you can't get pressure with 4, they need to have their hand in the dirt. Mike, when Jordan Love is making a sandwich, kicking his feet up, lounging in a spacious pocket from the jump, you go, we are not good, Dan Campbell. This is not good enough for a team that was built from the trenches. They now have major questions on both sides of the line of scrimmage. And Mike, I know a lot of the fixation is Parsons, and they didn't get him, and Za'Darius, and they didn't get him. And Love had the time to build that lead. It always will come back to the offensive line for me, because without it, you get LA Rams Jared Goff. Without it, you don't get any explosive plays. Mike, they won TOP. They went on these long drives to Nowheresville.
Yeah, they played
there's
with
no
no food.
explosives.
How do you have the ball for 36 minutes and have 6 points? Don't give me that last touchdown late. I don't give a shit.
You know what they had last year was explosives predicated on running the ball. Gibbs had 40 yards in this game total. Yeah. If you're going to get explosives, he gets to the second level. Well, there's no Ragnow, and you know who else there isn't, Mike? And I haven't heard anybody bring this up.
Zeitler.
There's no Zeitler, who's still in the league and signed a 1-year deal. So why was he not brought back? If they weren't surprised by the Ragnow retirement, if this didn't blindside them and they were always ready for it, why is Zeitler playing for the Tennessee Titans while Jared Goff looks limp? Explain that. Because there's no explanation for what they're going to run out there. If they don't get this offensive line right, they're in major trouble.
There is. You ready?
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay.
No, Jim. Their arrogance, they're either going to be the smartest people in the room or this is really going to bite them in the ass. This whole obsession, even last night, I didn't even get 10 minutes to just enjoy, oh, hey, look, State fucked around and won a game. Jameson, like, why? Why? What are we doing? Yeah, here, it's just 11:30 now. Let's go. Let's throw $83 million out the window. Okay. Dude, they love their own people, Jim. I don't know what to say to you, brother. It was a no-brainer to me to bring Zeitler back. No-brainer. You could have used the draft capital another way. And I'm not mad at Tate Ratledge. Kid made his first start today. But that interior is not the same, including Glasgow, who on a couple of these plays straight up whiffed.
Where you
really
identified
blockers. It just, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not the same group. This is what I kept telling people. And then they're like, well, you're an asshole. Okay, then. What do you want from me? I'm trying to help you guys.
If you want to be the team you were a year ago, they have to be better up front, period, end of story. If not, they're not even winning this division. If not, they're not winning any playoff games, period, end of story.
No,
and you know what? Hank Fraley's a great offensive line coach. To be fair, it's more important that they're good in December and January than anything they put out on tape in September. But that was alarming at just how bad it was. At no point last year, even though they didn't play in the preseason, at no point last year the offense looked that bad. If you are going to start Graham Glasgow at center because he's a steady veteran, he has to actually get to the second level. They had a red zone play, a second down, loss of 6 because he's searching in space for Edgerrin Cooper. Where is he? I can't find him. Mike, if that's how he's going to play, he can join Frank Ragnow in an early retirement. And for Ratledge, I'm not trying to kill the guy, but it's in their own end zone, and they don't block the guy right over the line of scrimmage. And I thought it was also telling on that possession that they did not feel comfortable dropping back to pass. On 2nd and long and 3rd and long from their own end zone, the coaching staff told you, we don't trust our offensive line to pass set, which means there will be no explosive plays from this offense until further notice.
I will leave you with this, and then anything else you want to cover with this is on you. Ben Johnson was your offensive coordinator for 55 games. Do you know how many times you were held with 3 points or less and a half?
I don't know. Tell me. 2.
Once. John Morton has been your offensive coordinator for 1 game. Congrats, you're tied. Look, it's 1 week, man. You're going to come home. You play the Bears. My concerns about this team are well-founded is that, hey, man, I did dream sequence of last year. I thought they were a 10-11 win team. If I was in a good mood that day, I'd tell you 11-6. A bad mood, I'd tell you 10-7. I have no reason to downgrade them. I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. It's 1 game. Now, you come home against the Bears, and you look anything remotely close to this, that's a different conversation. The biggest thing, and I lied. This is my last point. I lied to you. I apologize. 4 of your top 5 players in pressures last year didn't suit up for this game. The idea we're good, that's bullshit. Pascal didn't play. Onwuzurike didn't play. Za'Darius isn't here. Aleem McNeil isn't here. That we're good thing. Look, they might be good later in the year. That ain't got nothing to do with the first 4 to 6 weeks. And that it's going to be a thing unless they change it and don't make it a thing.
Well, and that's the thing I'll emphasize. Look, we're all going to get worked up today, and I know what tomorrow's going to be on the radio, and everybody has a right to vent about this team. What's going to be most important is what this team looks like in December and January, period. I don't think they're winning 15 games. I never thought they were winning 15 games, and I never thought they'd look their best out of the gate. But to have every last talking point play out in real time, in the first half alone, Mike, everything we spent 6-7 months discussing.
Yep.
Hey, do they need another edge rusher? I'm a little concerned about the interior O-line. Hey, the Packers are more all in than we are.
Why are you guys at the ticket so negative?
All of it in 30 minutes of football was staring you in the face.
Yeah.
So a lot of work to do.
Burn the tape, line up at home next week.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. All right, let's get a word from Moran Chevrolet. We'll get the C4 question of the week. We got to do a Sunday night preview, and then we'll put a bow on this deal.
All right, elevate your tailgating this coming football season. Moran Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 selling Chevy dealer. Best game day start, the 26 Silverado Crew Cab. Lease one to Moran right now, $265 a month, 24 months. They've also got the Equinox ET, $295 a month, 36 months. You want to go electric? You do whatever you want to do. 25 Equinox EV, $209 a month. Whatever it is, they got you covered. MoranExpress.com or stop by Gratiot, just north of 15 Mile in Clinton Township. Chevrolet, Moran Chevrolet, rather, where you always get the best price, period. Chevrolet, together. Let's drive.
All right, let's get to the C4 question of the week, brought to you by C4 Ultimate, available in 3 flavors. I could use one of these if I'm going to stay awake for these games tonight. Frostbitten Citrus, Tropical Tundra, Cherry Bomb Frost. These are too manly for Jim. All right, listen, the C4 question of the week this week, Nathan Landowski asks, what are your thoughts on the Lions' future QB situation? They have never drafted and developed the guy behind the guy. They want to see a transition like the Packers did with Favre to Rodgers. Well, Nate, one problem for you. You just lived why doing that is a dumb idea. 2 words, Hendon Hooker. How'd that work? That's a 3rd-round pick you lit on fire and put on the curb. I don't believe in it. I think you have a quarterback until you don't. Then you fall down a flight of stairs. You hope you're bad enough to get another one. I think the Packers signed a deal with Satan. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I mean, for them to go Favre to Rodgers to even Love, who's not
Satan.
those guys, it's not fair.
It's
just
Satan.
Not right. It's not right.
That is.
And they were willing to use 1st-round picks on those guys. And where the Lions are right now, you're not burning 1st-round picks. Goff is not 45 years old. He's not even 35 years old. They made their bed. They extended him. He's their guy. The time to do it was 2 years ago. Goff played well enough to earn his deal. He's your quarterback.
Yeah, and it's not a sustainable model. And like right now, they have everything they need in a backup QB. Can Kyle Allen, if Goff, God forbid, gets rolled up on late 3rd quarter, you're on the road, can Kyle Allen babysit a game and get you home? Could Kyle Allen win you a game with a week's preparation? Yes. But anything long-term happens to your QB in this league, you're dead.
Correct.
You're dead. Or you could be the Giants. You're just dead when you get out of bed. Either way, it doesn't make sense to do it, because then you get into the messiness of, hey, I'm paying my quarterback $50 million. Now we're going to throw him on the curb, and the very same people like Nathan that wanted them to draft a QB are going to be pissed off they got rid of the QB.
Yeah.
It's a no-win deal, so you just don't do it. All right, let's get a word from C4. Very simple. Very simple. If you have a question for us, you get to a participating 7-Eleven, you look for the QR code. When you're searching for your energy drinks and you're window shopping, you'll see the QR code. And to ask your question, it's just that simple. Go in there, scan it, done. For a list of participating 7-Elevens, find that list and contest details at 971theticket.com. C4 Energy. It is the energy you need. Again, Jim does not qualify for this. His heart can't handle it. 200 milligrams of good caffeine for performance energy, or what I prefer for showtime, 300 in the hopper. And we get after it a little bit as Lion fans insult your every take. C4 isn't your traditional energy drink either. It's next level. Sugar-free, which I like. C4 just rolled out their 4 Jolly Rancher flavors, and it's it's loaded, whether it's beta-alanine, beta-power, beta-alanine for cell hydration, enhanced muscular endurance. Get C4 Performance Energy or Ultimate Energy at 7-Eleven. And remember, if you got a question for us, get to 7-Eleven, find the QR code at the C4 Energy display. All right, Cooks, you ready, buddy?
Let's do it.
Let's preview Sunday Night Football. We got a banger this week. It's brought to you by Crocodile Cloths. Those are absolutely the official cloth of my grill area. I'm just glad after 3 years they've joined us. Ravens laying 1.5 against the Bills. How do you want to do this? Because I think I'm going to do something probably pretty dirty here. I'm backing the Ravens.
We're going to go head-to-head because I'm on the Bills.
Right. Okay. I just think continuity matters. And after a day of watching week 1, the teams that have it thrive and the teams that don't struggle.
Why don't the Bills have continuity?
Completely remade front 7. They added so many new pieces and so many new faces and places. I wonder about how that's going to look. And look, long term, if this is a playoff game, you know what I'm doing. I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah.
I'll bet against Lamar in the playoffs anytime you want. But I just feel like tonight, the simplest thing is Ravens, run it back, go out there, and what's their advantage? The physicality, the run game, Lamar. You got so many new D linemen in this game, couple of them being rookies. I just look, man, I'm not telling you I'm putting the Thor hammer down on confidence level, but I do. Regular season, Ravens. Playoffs, by the time the Bills have had a full year together, no, I'll go with the Bills. I think the Bills are winning the Super Bowl. I told you that.
It's your 1A and your 1B in the AFC preseason. It's two guys reigning MVPs the last 2 years. It's two teams that got to get over the hump, and it's two teams that met last year twice. The Ravens won the first in the regular season. The Bills won the playoff game at their house. They get tonight in their building. Am I a little concerned about, run responsibilities in the front seven against an option quarterback and Derrick Henry as a sledgehammer? Of course. But the Bills bring back their offensive coordinator, their offensive personnel. I think they're going to be in this game, and I love that they went defense. I know they got a lot of flack for not replacing Stephon Diggs. I love that they went defense. That's what's keeping them from advancing in the postseason. So I want to see what they look like tonight.
And I got to tell you, I think they did replace Diggs. They just did it a different way. Like if you go back to when the Patriots had Gronk and Serial Killer, the 2 tight end deal, like Kincaid, I'm not even going to say his name. You guy's a human piece of shit. The point is Kincaid and Dawson Knox, both are weapons. You factor in the rotation at running back. You factor in Shakir is criminally underrated. Keon Coleman is the guy that needs to mature and become a little bit more of that contested catch, the verticality. Yes, I understand they brought Gabe Davis back. Yippee. But overall, once this thing gets put together, yeah, man, I think they're going to do the trick. You know what I'm interested in too? And you highlighted it, the Ravens draft. The safety, the kid they took out of Georgia.
Malachi Starks.
Thank you, man. My brain is fried.
And I really like Baltimore's ability to match up with any team's skill positions because
especially with the safety duo.
Hamilton, who they paid, Starks, who I really like out of Georgia, the corner position with Marlon Humphreys at one spot. They got Wiggins and sneaky Jair Alexander, last go around for his career, one last hurrah.
He can't even get healthy in a new city.
He's gonna. I think he's gonna have one last year here. What little change of scenery, and Roquan Smith in the middle. Like their back seven, I think is better than any in football.
Yep. And look, I think defenses are ahead of offenses. I like their defense better than the Bills. Okay. It's a lean, dude. We go head to head all the time.
It's a 1.5, and I'm taking the home side. You're taking the favorite. I mean, it's coin flippy.
Right, 100%. So no, I'm amped for it. I would rock an energy drink, but that would be bad. I'd probably be up till 3 a.m. So we're gonna go El Natural tonight. All right, let's get you a word from Crocodile Cloths, and we'll put a bow on this deal, and we will send you to Sunday Night Football in style.
So let's tell you about Crocodile Cloth. It's your do-it-all solution for life's toughest messes, and they just introduced Crocodile Cloth Grill. This is why we wanted them on the show, and this is why you need it. If you love grilling and hate the cleanup, these Crocodile Cloth grill cloths are the perfect addition to your game day tailgates and backyard grilling projects. Crocodile Cloth Grill was made for grillers and outdoor entertainers, and they're tough cloths. Big too, 10 inches by 15 inches. They stay wet a long time. They power through that sticky baked-on grease and food, and Crocodile Cloth Grill can clean your cooler, your outdoor furniture, and everything messy at your tailgate or cookout. So go to crocodilecloth.com/football show for a tailgate bundle and a free gift. Check it out. As they say at Crocodile Cloth, go ahead, get messy.
Okay, no. Cease and desist immediately. No. You've got to be kidding me. No.
I just needed your reaction.
If you want to be on the show in week 2, no. Oh, my God. All right, couple of notes here before we get out of here. Hey, guys, feedback, love it, provided you're not a total asshole. Look, if there's something you want added, something we missed, something you think would be interesting, down for it. This is a blank canvas. Our sponsors are great with us, and they understand the deal. Content is ours, and we're happy to promote the products. The bottom line is we're going to evolve this thing. This is what my idea of a football show should be, Jim's idea of what a football show should be, versus a lot of the garbage that the NFL offers you before you get to Sunday Night Football.
And guys, it's going to change on the given week. Some weeks we're going to have a ton on the Lions. Other weeks there's going to be some big NFL story that takes up a lot of the 45 minutes that we spend with you guys.
Yeah, when do I get to do Brian Daboll's Fired show? When is that? All right, listen, enjoy the hell out of your football. Jim's on the air tomorrow morning, 97.1 The Ticket. His morning show, 6 to 10. I'm
got
on
TJ Lang in studio.
Oh, I'm sure he's going to be all pumped up. He was busy telling me Parsons wasn't a big-time player. Can't wait to hear him tomorrow. 2 to 6, I'll join everybody. Then you can tell me what an awful human I am because, oh, wait, everything I said was right. But it's going to be okay. It's only 1 week. Just everybody chill out. So what? They look like garbage. All right, Evan, take them out. Enjoy your Sunday Night Football. We will see you week 2 for the football show.